Good moment, collective. Good morning, family. Good moment. However you'd like to present your energy here today. However, we're going to have a coffee date with our Lord and Savior. He's going to give us some little extra info for the weekend that we need, or for this time being. As everything is timeless and energy is fluid, so we'll continue to move on. And so I trust that Yhvh will show you this reading when you're meant to get it. I hope your energy has been okay. Mine has been really up and down this last couple days. Shit has really hitteth the fanneth for me, kind of, in my 3D world, but I knew it was coming. I had to reconstruct my 5D world, so now I have to reconstruct my 3D world, but it's just been really difficult financially for me. If I could ask for your prayers, because I am struggling since COVID, when everything was taken away from me. God took everything away from me in order to have this spiritual ego death. And the fact that my daughter's under 5, it's very hard to get into a stable daycare that's not run by the state. And for me to be able to provide everything for myself, as I only have 2 people in my life adult-wise, and yesterday I was given a pay or vacate notice, and I have 14 days to figure it out. And that's okay. Yhvh's with me. Yeshua is my king. He will not let me fail. What's meant to happen will happen, and I'm not really as stressed out about it as I normally would be before my spiritual ego death. So I know everything's going to be okay. There's options. It's just extremely difficult because I don't have a working cell phone to call and to get all of these places called to. I don't have the means by way of a vehicle to get to these places, that a lot of them I'm finding out are appointment only. So I'm just asking for your prayers to be able to help us with your power of energy by way of Yeshua, to make sure that my daughter and I are protected. She's only 4. I don't have a vehicle, and I know everything's going to be okay. I'm just trying not to see the whole enchilada on the platter and just the little side of sour cream that I gotta get through. So thank you for your prayers, your love. That's all that I could ever ask for. I know that everything's going to be okay, and I'm finally coming to this stability of my energy where I'm going to do some readings today. And tomorrow we will not have a new Self-Love Sunday. It'll be the extension from last week's. It's taken me all week to be okay with it. Tomorrow is a really important visual lesson on our energy and why we need to protect it, why we need to become cycle breakers, why we need to create boundaries. What happens if we don't? I will physically show you through the science with my visuals, and I'm quite excited. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Please drop a comment emoji below if you are also struggling. I'm sending you so much love and light, because I know that I'm not the only one. You're not the only one. 333, good things are coming. Everybody is struggling. So if we could just say a prayer for everybody, drop a comment below. Let's all get started in on this, where it's just, okay, we've come here to pray today and to have this coffee date with Yhvh. So let's see what's going to happen. Yhvh, what's going on? With that being said, let's get this started. I'm not having a time limit on this today. I haven't really put enough time into the channel this week to be able to conquer my energy for tomorrow's video lesson. It is very triggering, so just remember that there's a trigger warning on it. Okay. Yhvh, can you just be here? Thank you for your presence, Father. Thank you for your redeeming qualities within us to be able to come home to ourselves, to be able to trump any mountain that's in front of us, no matter how many times we climb it. You're still there to help us. So thank you so much. Yhvh, what would you like to say? What would you like to say on our coffee date, Yhvh? Please protect our energies, mine and yours. 444. We are protected. I love that number 444 right now, because yesterday on that payment, minimum payment that I need as a promissory note, it's $444. God, how am I going to come up with $444? But I am protected. And when I was crumbling on the bathroom floor, when I opened up that letter yesterday, and I saw that that was what I needed by this certain date, I just like, God, you're with me no matter what. He's beautiful. Secret card right there. Let me put this down a bit, y'all. All right. Judgment in the negative. Judgment's already been called. Yummy coffee, Lord. Thank you so much. All right, Father. For our family here, what would you like to say for our coffee date? What's going on? You love to show your children what's happening before it happens, to warn us, to guide us. Wow, well, there's another 4 right there at 555, 556, 557 there. Yeah, it's like this judgment's finally coming in on this one last thing that you needed to stable. You know, this one last thing that needed security, this one last thing that was like the final nail in the coffin, really, to be able to move on. One of these one things that it was just the one thing holding you back, really. And it's like you kind of just had to accept it. You're protected because of this stability within now, because you're able to clear the air just a little bit and understand, like, okay, I knew this was coming. If I don't take care of it, it's only going to get harder for me. So how am I going to trump this tower, this heartbreak, this stress, this anxiety, this air, really? You know, swords is the truth, these mirrors, you know. And look at, when you have a sword facing your direction, there's a reflection back from you and from the direction that it's facing from. So it's like this huge third-party situation is finally going to be coming to an end here, and it's going to be relieving for you, this breath of fresh air. Okay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, your energy is now here. Father, what else with this 4 of Swords here? These 4 truths. What else is it here? This last final hurrah. What is it, Father? What is it? This last burden, really. This last burden, this last stress. A plate. I just heard plate. This last plate. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Still 4s again, technically. 4 of Wands. This is going to be completed. The completed's right here. This stable energy is finally going to come in. 4 of Wands here. This is that completion. But like we talked about, 5 of Wands, it's going, 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords. If you don't trump it mentally, it's only going to get worse for you. And that's where, like, how am I going to work with myself to get myself out of this feeling? Because I don't want to make it worse mentally for myself. I need to go back the other direction. So now here's this 5 of Wands, and Yhvh on you, you're so protected that you're going to also, this is going to come to an end. There's not going to be any more toxic strife over it. 818, there's not going to be any stress anymore about this. It's all going to come to an end because you're not going to let it continue over you. You're going to bounce back the other direction like you are with these 4s here. And to be able to stay in the positive, you know, you're leaving this away here. You know, you also could be where, before you find the solution for this problem here that's really coming to keep you trapped, you're still in the midst of the toxic, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm so trapped. I don't know which way to go. I'm just at this, like, okay, I get that. But Yhvh is telling you, you got to mentally ground yourself, because the inside might feel like this, but the inside needs to feel like this in order for this to be solved in your proper outcome. If you're feeling low on the inside and you want a solution to this that's also low because you can't project anything higher, 9/11, thank you, Yeshua, for being here, then you're not going to be able to move on in the direction that you need to move. And Yhvh is telling you, we got to leave this negative energy behind. Call this truce on this third-party situation, whatever is this burden, this anxiety, this strife, and then move on in the positive direction where you're not repeating the same behaviors towards yourself, these self-harm behaviors of stress and the lack of control and not being able to stable your own self, your own mental capacity here, okay? That's super important. And as a child of God, we're required to master our emotions so we can think clearly in our no. We can speak clearly and truthfully. We can see clearly and truthfully. And it's really hard to do that when all these fires, these embers, this dust, this gas is all coming through to form more oxygen, more acid to get things going in the wrong direction here. So you really have to stabilize yourself. You really have to learn this balance of low vibrations to second low vibrations, you know, like this grounding energy upwards. It's just really slow incoming, but you're protected. You're in between the 3s and the 4s and the 5s here, but really you're at the 4s and the 5s and the 6s, but also while you're doing that, you're at the 2s and the 3s and the 4s. So your 4 is your overall energy here, and you have this one direction to go to 4, 5, 6. You have this one direction to stay at, which is 2, 3, 4. Or you can have this other direction of going, or excuse me, or you can go back 2, 3, 4. Or you can stay in that direction right now where we're at is 3, 4, 5. Okay. You essentially want to go to 4, 5, 6, but here's the deal is when you get to the 5, Yhvh is telling you you cannot hold space for it any longer. You have to continue moving on. You're going to feel the pain of that 5. Okay, the 5 is the defeation, the stuck out in the cold, the stalemate energy, because you don't know which way to go, which way to weigh or measure yourself on the inside, because everything's already done and canceled and completed. Yhvh is saying, okay, this cycle is done. It's going to be a little rough for a little bit, 11-11, while you're following your intuition. It's going to be rough as this transition rocks you a little bit, but then you'll really be able to stable your ground in the 6s. Okay, the 5 is just an angle. It's just a movement. It's just a completion while it's also moving on there. So it's just really, you have to make sure that you're strong from the inside out to be able to prepare yourself from what's coming from the outside in while you complete this third-party situation, because you're not the only one involved, but only you can control your behaviors, right? Let's see what else is here. Yep. Oh my gosh, look at this 5 that's left out in the cold. Oh my gosh, Yhvh, you are so funny. You guys, how long has that card been sitting there? How long has that card been sitting there that whole time? And I just talked about that. You're left out in the cold, and here's your 5s right here. So right now you're stuck in this 3, 4, 5 phase, you know, transitioning here. You left the 2 and the 3 and the 4 behind, you know, this new spiritual start, this new adventure, lacking thereof. With the wands here, that's the lowest vibration. So you had a new start, a new relationship, a new career mode, you know, pentacles could be career, a fake ass start really with your old self and whatever third party situation that is. And now that you're representing those 2s out of the way and the 3s, which is 3, 4, 5s, you're getting to this point where you're like, okay, I've learned a little bit. I have some experience. I don't want to get hurt anymore. So I need to balance in within myself. I need to come home to myself. I need to apologize. I need to understand the good and the bad and the bad and the good. And I'm just now being able to do that because if we're looking at both ways of the spectrum here, 3, 4, 5, okay, well, I need to study myself because of all of this. Because if I look back at the other direction, I'm being put out in the cold because of my behaviors. So when you're sitting here and you're looking at this reflection of whatever this third party situation that's going on, whatever has hurt you, whatever you need to heal from, yeah, this is the truth. This is how it made me feel and act. And this is what's been going on because of those. This is my consequences. Okay, let's reverse it. Okay, so the truth is that I'm stuck. I don't know what to happen. I don't want to involve myself in these vicious cycles anymore or these self-harm behaviors because I did it here. And because I did this, I need to call this truce. So either way, you're looking at the mirror here. You know that you have to come home and resolve it within inside of yourself before the backside, okay? The negative becomes the positive as well, okay? Backside, the emotions, the negativity, the dark, the secrets, what you don't want to see, okay? So we're in the midst of 3s and 4s and 5s here, moving into 4s and 5s and 6s. So now 3s and 4s, this is your Emperor energy. This is your Empress energy. Your divine counterparts, your fortunes, your masculine side and your feminine side. So 4 cups, 4 cups. And so here you are, these 4 and 4 to 5 and 6s. You're trying to balance your emotions. So this defeation, this strife, this stress, this toxic low wands vibration in the 5s doesn't come in. And the 5 of Pentacles comes back in. These elements are realigning and able to move your energy in the positive direction, re-physiologically fusing with Yhvh sunlight and being able to move on in the right way to the 6s, okay? Returning home to yourself, being able to have this spiritual victory, you know, the lover's energy. But you can't do that until you get to the 5s, which is Hierophant. You have to come home to yourself. Well, coming home to yourself in the threes is your emotional side. Coming home to your fours is your masculine side. But they can't balance out if they're not doing it together. The first front half of your masculine energies and your feminine energies also have a negative side. Okay? So you've got two sides of it all, the good and the bad and the bad and the good. And then once your threes and your fours can come together, you have that 5 and that 6 there, while you also have the communication of the 7, the chariot, the fence, the way that the whole enchilada is moving, right? So you have this whole positive cycle coming for you, and you're really just learning how to steady yourself, because you don't want to bring that low vibration energy back into you, because you're starting to realize through all of these reflections that you're really starting to understand that that's not who I was. That's not who I want to be. I feel like I can barely breathe right now. Talking really fast. You just take a deep breath, and it's going to be okay. You're guided either way, because you're in your threes and your fours and your fives and you're a child of God. 3 is good things are coming. 4 is completing the cycle and you are protected, it's secure and stable. And then 5 is just, where are we going to go from here? Look at there's your 3s right there, that third party situation, Father. My goodness. Yeah, this third party situation really killed you enough to the point where you were like, I'm so done. This coffee date's telling you, you don't want to be their emotional punching bag anymore. You don't want to be your own personal punching bag, and you're kind of just ready, okay? Because look at this, 3 and 4, but you got 2 5s. So you're really representing this future energy here of 5 to 6 to 7, which we already talked about. You're really trying to come home to yourself, and that's what Yhvh wants for you. Wow, that is just beyond beautiful. And we have it all here. Cups, swords, wands, and pentacles. Okay, we have all 4 elements. Let's see what's under the 3 of cups here. Knight of cups in the negative. Yep, your immature masculine energy is coming within once you're able to balance it and get these elements moving on for you. Okay, look at that. Cups, swords, wands, and pentacles. Okay, your first royalty here is this immature masculine energy to bring home the heart, to bring home the love, to open up this heart chakra and really balance your fortunes here, okay? This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, which we now have 2 cards of these here. And this revolves around your 3s here. So your 3s was your overall past energy, which makes sense because it's right here, okay? This future energy that you're in right now is these 4s to this transition of 5, which we just had this full moon pass. So we know how the phases are operating right now with our emotional sides. The moon is very manipulative. Once this full moon can transition out and this energy settles back within you, you're going to be able to move forward from the 4 to the 5 to the 6. And here comes this masculine energy with the 5, okay? Once the other side of this reflection, your feminine energy, can also match here, then the 5 will come together with the 6, okay, and the whole entire shebang will come around it. Let's see. Yep, look at, there's that judgment again. But see, this was in the negative, so we need to honor this in the negative, which is honoring what we saw before, that negative judgment there, okay? It's almost like, shit needs to change. You don't want to go past this vicious cycle anymore, but you're too afraid to continue on because you don't want to feel any more of the pain. And Yhvh is just telling you, you just got to feel it one more time, and then we can move on to this Hierophant, to this lover's energy, Whether you're feminine or masculine on the inside, this is also another person. If you're able to come home to yourself and have self-love in the 5D, Hierophantly wise, why wouldn't you have it in the 3D later once the 6s come in, okay? There's another person coming in for you, regardless if it's male or female, okay? This is the reflection of this is you. Once this stands up, right? Well, hello, I have this on the inside, so now through my intuition, I'm going to project this half triangle out to the 3D and be able to produce this Knight of Cups here. Let's see what the secret card was. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. 8 of Swords, which is so funny because both sides of you are wanting to call this truce, okay? 4 swords for your masculine side and 4 swords for your feminine side. And that is so funny because that's exactly what's going on here, is you're in this mental turmoil, this tower, this paradigm shift. And no matter which way you're looking, you've got this interference of gas and firecracker reflection, right? Because this is the energy that's going towards this 8 here. Okay, with this 4. So poof, 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 poof. So now you think you only have 4 swords when it has this illusion of 8 swords, which really has this illusion of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 swords. Okay, so then that's the front of those swords is 12, but then the back of those swords is 24 total. So then you've got poof, 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 poof. And you have revelation after revelation after revelation, okay? Which leads you 1 Ace of Swords left over from that 10 of Swords, plus that 1 more to make 2 of Swords, which is this balance, this inner peace, to be able to bring you back after you settle down with this death and rebirth energy from the 6s doubling. Now you're getting the 2s doubled again, which is your 4s, which is exactly what you're in here. So you really have to sit here and stabilize yourself on this teeter-totter of elements inside of you here to, okay, I know mentally when I look back, this is what happened. This is what happened. I know mentally when I look forward, I can move this, okay? I need to walk away from what didn't serve me anymore, what killed me, as being this, you know, mirror on the donkey, pin the tail on the donkey type of situation here, okay? In order for myself to come home, in order for this person to come into my life, because I'm not happy on the inside, therefore I'm not going to be happy on the outside, okay? This judgment needs to be faced. This was in the negative, so let's continue to honor it. Yeah, and look at that, and you'll have this death and rebirth, and this Fool will start all over again with that Ace of Swords, those truths coming in. With your 4s and your 5s makes that the Hierophant and the Lovers once again. Yep, and Queen of Pentacles in the negative, your feminine energy is not ready to come home yet, but it will. Once this comes home, your elements will then be settled feminine side because of the cups. Okay, here's feminine cups, here's masculine cups, and then feminine elements to masculine elements, and then it will all come together to marry. Let's see one more here. Justice. Yep, this 1111, this mirrored reflection, right? Let's do a couple more here because I just want to have some clarifying really quick. This is really interesting energy. I really love this because I want nothing more for you to have a positive death and rebirth of a situation that's no longer serving you anymore. You are worthy of healing. You are worthy of self-love. You are worthy of true love on the outside because you have it on the inside. No matter what anybody's ever told you before, no matter what their absorption of someone else's energy, their behaviors have, now they've absorbed it and acted that way towards you. And now you've taken that energy. Do you see how that works? And I don't want you to do that anymore. You have to look in the mirror, say, I want you to like me. I want to love you. I want to love you, Father, as I love myself, okay? Thank you, Jesus, for saving my butt. And I've been so ungrateful every single time I look in the mirror for what you have done for me. And now I need to heal. I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. Secret card right there, I guess. Wow. All right, Yhvh, can you clarify the Knight of Cups for me, please? You know, I also want to bring this up too, and I've been wanting to say this for a minute, but this is also 4 here. We had 4 there, 4 of Swords, and this is 4 here too. Okay, this 4 of Cups, which is really your masculine and your feminine energies together in the front, but also on the back there. So you may have had this old toxic partner here that put you in the 3s here, trying to come home, and not trying to come home, but trying to return, trying to come back and give you everything that you wanted because you're not going to get it. You didn't get it before. Okay, if you are absorbing their energies, which is an 8, what do you think his 8 of Cups is? Okay, where do you think his alcoholism is? Because I'm getting a huge vibe on that too. Okay, if he's reflecting 8s and you've absorbed it, he will therefore be absorbing these 8s as well back to you over and over through 8 of Wands. Okay, 8 of Communications, which is what led you to be toxic and have ego problems yourself. Okay, I wouldn't trust this person at all if they ever decide to come back, because there is communication here. There's tons of error. This next step, the 6, that's returning home as well too in whatever situation. So just be mindful that this Knight of Cups, if this is the person that put you in this third-party situation as well, they might try to come back if they're a heavy drinker, if they like to go to the bar, if they don't want to have personal accountability, if they're just a complete toxic narcissistic prick. You know, you don't need them in your life anyway. You'll have a Knight of Cups, please. Oh, see, look at that, 8 of Cups and Magician. Where do you think his cups is? Okay, it ain't 4 of Cups. He ain't ready to come home and build with you. He's ready for you to walk away at any given time if you were to figure out his master of manipulation tricks. Okay, that's exactly who the Knight is here. What are these? 7 of Cups, because he's not knowing that he's got negative spiritual consequences here. That 7 to 8, 7 to 8, 7 to 8. So no wonder you're in 8 of Swords. No wonder you're in 7 of Swords. Whenever this communication comes, you're triggered. I have to have my vantage point because he's going to hurt me, but I still want this because I am so low inside myself. You think this is love. No, this is super emotional, okay? Look at this, Ace of Wands. There's no spiritual start here to give you the Six of Wands because you have to turn both of those in the upright. If you stay with this Knight of Cups, it ain't gonna happen, okay? Look at that. You have no strength. Your strength is upside down emotionally when it comes to this person, and you need to walk away. And walking away from that person means that you're going to return home to yourself, which means this is going to go in the upright, and you're going to have so much strength to conquer that full moon, okay? Something just happened over this full moon, didn't it? Communication somehow. The truth of your heartbreak really just came to the way here. Because 8 plus 7 cups, that's 15 cups. So you're at a 10 of cups in the negative. And then you're at a 5 of cups in the negative. We already talked about fives. So can you see that at the beginning of this reading, you reflected positively, moving on by yourself to the 6s and the 7s and the 8s, right? Well, now when we're looking at his negative energy or their feminine negative energy, whoever this was that put you in this third party situation, can you see how far down we are going negatively back to the 6s and the 7s and the 8s and what's not here for you? Because you're putting yourself where you think that you belong when you are worthy of so much more than how this person treats you. How they treat themselves is not going to help you feel better about yourself. You need to treat yourself better, okay? Yeah, look at that. There's that 3 of Swords. So now we have 2 3s being clarified. Thank you to go into the 6s, which is what we're trying to do here. And there's that 2 of Swords. So look at this 5 of Swords right here, Yehovah. Holy crap. 5 of Cups and 5 of Swords. Do you not see the balance here? Wands and Swords are very low vibrations on one side of the scale here. Your cups is the other side of the scale, which bring in the positive energy as this illusion to create all of these elements together, to be able to balance it out. And when we're balancing it out, 5 of Cups would need to have 5 of Swords, right? So this whole mental confusion that this emotional person has tried to give you, it's not going to work until you change things around. These elements within inside you need to shift. What is negative needs to become positive, and what's positive needs to become negative. What's positive in your life is your wrong priorities, what you think will serve you. This guy's energy, this bitch's energy, whatever it is, it's not here for you. Okay? Wow. Didn't we have a secret card? Well, I guess I don't remember what it is now. Well, look at that. 2 of Cups. Yep, 2 of Cups here to make 7 of Cups. Your 9 of Cups will come into play. You'll be able to walk away. And 10 of Pentacles, there it is. Your 5 will double into your 10. As Death and Rebirth will come in. Queen of Swords in the negative. It's like you want to just rip his damn head off, but you can't, huh? I am being called... Wow, what's here? Why do I have cards all over and I can't remember? Prince of Pentacles and 5 of Pentacles again. And 5 of Wands and the Moon. Oh my gosh. This young, immature energy coming into play to offer yourself these pentacles here. And this is what you're looking for with this next Knight of Cups that's going to come into your life, or Knightess of Cups. Yeah, wow. They're going to have this young, healthy energy coming into you too to give you this offering of 10 Pentacles. And look at, there's 5 of Pentacles that you'll have to leave away because that judgment was there. It did happen. It's still part of the foundation, but you won't have to worry anything more because your 5 Pentacles is now 5 on the inside and 5 on the outside. So your overall happiness here. This 5 of Wands, yeah, look at that. And then the Moon. What's hidden? What's in the negativity? What's in the back? What's been really hurting you here? It's here, this manipulation. Okay, you've got moons all over here. Okay, wow, that is just beautiful. Let's just roll that up with a couple chakra cards. I'm starting to feel my energy go a different way, and so I just want to wrap this up. My energy has been very hard on me this week for some reason, out of nowhere. So I've also been going through a lot of stress, like we've said. So I just need to take care of myself, but I also want to be there for you guys. So, Yhvh, can you just give me a chakra card or two for our collective here? And we have everybody here, all signs, so it's for everybody here. And yeah, look at this. This revolves, you guys, off of our second chakra. This is our sacral chakra. And what is held here is our emotional energies, our physical energies, and our sexual energies, how we feel those. And right now, it's like your priorities have been unbalanced because of the moon here. And you're feeling like, you know what? I'm having this reignition of passion within inside of myself here, you know, like I'm coming home to the older version of me, this old soul inside that was once my inner child, you know, or I'm this old soul and I'm looking at my inner child now through this window, this fresh air, you know, window goes back to Emperor and the door here, which we already talked about. But now you're starting to have this reignited chemistry within inside of yourself, and you're starting to get this renewal energy to be able to boom, just light it up, and you're like, holy crap, I really love this healing. I really love understanding that this is what's meant for me. I really love myself more than I love this person, and I don't want to be stuck in these situations anymore. And before, I wasn't passionate about myself. Before, I was passionate about that person. Before, I was passionate about all the things that made me mentally sick. Before, I couldn't try to figure out how to balance my emotions. I wasn't passionate about what I should have been passionate about, right? Forgiveness in the negative, yeah. Forgiveness, third eye. You have yet to really forgive yourself, to come home, to apologize, to say, yeah, this shit happened to myself. I didn't know what I was doing. I love you so much. I want to heal and I want to get better. And I've learned my lesson. I now have this wisdom in my heart space to be able to sit there and say, I learned from that. I don't want to do that again. I love myself more, so I'm going to go in the right direction, okay? Yeah, and look at this. Oh my gosh, Lord, 2 sacral cards. So now you're really figuring out in this direction here, this new pathway to go with our Father here. Thank you, Lord. Is, yeah, no, I'm passionate about myself, and I need to stop servicing everyone else behind me. I need to stop servicing my family. This might be where this manipulation has also come in too. This is where these toxic self-harm behaviors have come in, you know. The moon is here really, really big, and the moon can go, in Hebrew, it goes back to your mama, the feminine side. You know, so you're really balancing out this heartbreak, this third-party situation within. You're starting to come home to yourself. I'm doing this for myself. I've been doing it for everybody else, and now it's time to do shit for me. And that's exactly what you want to do, and that's amazing. Yeah, look at that. And it's creation. This expansion that's just waiting to happen. That never ends. 3111 there, that never ends. When you start loving and taking care of yourself and start feeling yourself here, you will never stop doing it. And that is incredible. Let's see what else is here really fast. Yeah, look at that. It's like inside your intuition. You're afraid to reject yourself. You're afraid of being rejected about this new reputation that's going to come once you open up to yourself. Once you shed these snake skins that the devil has put there throughout these masks, these mini snake skins, these forms, you know, that the devil tries through these low vibrations that you've been so accustomed to throughout your whole life here. I mean, this is a long time here. We got 10 of Pentacles and 5 of Pentacles, and the time has been stopped. So if time stopped, then you're constantly feeling like this no matter what's going on, because time still continues. Okay, you've got one side of the spectrum stopped when this side is over here is still just vibrating and waiting on standby to come out of the pit to help you. You're choosing to stay here. This rejection, sweetheart, is a fear within. Okay, they may have rejected you because they reject themselves. Okay, they may have rejected you because they accept themselves and you're not good enough because you're a shitty person inside. See how that works? This person that did this to you is a shitty person inside, and therefore you've now become a shitty person inside. And I don't want that for you, sweetheart, and neither does our Lord and Savior. Okay, they don't. I don't want that for you, and I damn well hope that you don't want it for yourself. Okay, let's see this last card here. Yep, look at that. Third eye, once again, you had forgiveness, coming home to yourself and saying, I'm sorry, and this inner child. And now you have to rely on yourself to have this attitude of gratitude. And sweetheart, this is the power of manifestation. Once your elements are balanced, once you're aligned on the inside, you're going to start to see this positive abundance come in for you over and over and over, because Jehovah loves you. And it'll be easy to have these abundant blessings within your within your intuition, to be able to say, okay, God, you got my back. I love you. Thank you so much for everything that I didn't see and everything that I see now. Because I was so just not connected to myself. I was so turned off because of this low vibrations. I let them absorb their energies into me, and it was toxic. I have to let myself go. Okay, you're trying so hard to connect to yourself here, but your system's like an overshock. It's an overdrive, and in order to respond to yourself, you've got to come home and be grateful and be positive. Okay, do you not understand how much strength it takes to carry every single thing that you've been taking care of? Jehovah's saying, do you want to get well? It will be easier for you. 3330. Good things are coming. It'll be easier for you. You just need to want to get well. Okay, stop fighting yourself. Look at this. Once you act upon this service and this passionate feelings within inside yourself, once you stop rejecting yourself from expanding, you're going to be able to expand. This is your solar plexus chakra, how I act. Once you feel good about yourself, you're going to act good about yourself. And what's projected on the 3D, in the 5D, will then come out to the 3D. You want to be happy in the 3D? Then Jehovah's saying, this coffee date, we got to be happy in the 5D. And I am doing it more than ever. So thank you, Jehovah, for everything, for my attitude of gratitude. No matter what gets left on my door, you will never let us fail. So enjoy your coffee, enjoy your reading. I will see you soon. And I really hope that you come back tomorrow for Self-Love Sunday to really see how the energy negatively can be absorbed. Love you. Wounds into light.